hope this works because my volume control is out of control and I just need to figure out the audio situation. But this is a learning curve, work in progress. And quite frankly, I like the videos, so I post them. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Or don't put headphones in. I highly wouldn't recommend the headphones with the other ones. So hopefully, hopefully, this is better. We'll see. We will see. We'll see. We'll see. But I I came on here because I was watching some of my old videos that I had pre-recorded and some of the videos I had already posted, and I realized as much as I try to make everything go together, which is always crazy for me because when I'm explaining in the moment, I don't feel like I'm making any sense. But when I look back, it kind of all comes full circle somehow. And I realize that sometimes I want to go deeper into stuff, but I don't because I guess I allow myself to get the general idea, but then I go off on another thought, and that usually happens with me because it's just like a lot of my thoughts just connect to other things, and then it'll take me down different rabbit holes, and it's like, oh, so it's just like it's like I don't get to go into as much detail as I want to sometimes because I'm trying to get the full point. But I think I want to start probably making videos, like little small videos, to explain deeper, like quick, deep dives into what I'm talking about. Only because I know people like detail and I'm a very detail oriented person. That's number one. And number two, because some people just want to know and understand a little bit better, or sometimes people don't feel like their experience is being represented or that I can understand what they're going through. And it's like, no, I'm pretty sure in every aspect I can probably at some capacity, you know, understand. But I wanted to, for example, the demons, I wanted to further explain that because I know that there are going to be those people that say, well, my encounter was different because it wasn't, this is not. When I talk about and say that demons were mine of my creation, and I talk about them, I didn't know that at the very beginning. I didn't know that until many years later. I talked about astral projection and sleep paralysis, and when I say I dealt with those for 5 years, I meant every night. Just about. Every night. Just about. Something special about me is I remember all of my dreams from when I was younger all the way up until now. If they are memorable, I remember every single one. And I especially remember those years because they were real. I was there. I was physically being touched. I was physically being interacted with. I was being communicated with. I didn't know how to get back into my body. I didn't know what was happening to me. I was afraid. My first encounter with my first energetic being was when I was 8, and I said it was because it was trying to save me. The other one that was the most, my most impactful ones was when I was a freshman in high school. It was towards the end of high school, end of freshman year. I started going to bed every night, and I started feeling as if, so I've always felt like I was being watched by a higher entity. It's always felt like my life has been like a magnifying glass, like something is watching me with a hawk-like focus. Sometimes I feel it, sometimes it passes. And that entity developed physically. And then it started to linger in the corner of my room, and I can feel its physical presence as if somebody in my life, my physical life, was standing there. It's as tangible. I could smell it. I can hear it. I could feel it. It was as tangible as if somebody else was there with me. It went from the wall and slowly, every night, just moved closer and closer to me. Till it sat on my bed one day. I can feel it. Can't emphasize this enough. As if someone I know walked into my room and sat their happy ass on my bed to chat with me or something. No. Sat there and it stared at me. I couldn't see it. I told myself that a long time ago. I was never ready to see. And so I kept those blinders on my whole life. I can only physically feel and hear, smell those presences. Cannot see them because fear and the mind and what people are told to be afraid of can be overstimulating if you see it. But if you can just get to know something beyond its looks. Anyway, going back. I felt it sitting on my bed. Me, 14 maybe? 14 to 15? I can't remember. Freshman high school. And almost the end of the school year, it's almost summertime. Mind you, I am heavily involved in church. So much so I volunteer my life to the church. And this isn't any small church. In my area, this is an industrial church that everyone knows the name of. Not significant. But that's how deep dove I was in. I was fully committed. I worked here. I dedicated my life to Christianity. This was at the pinnacle of my faith, as it usually is. And I was conditioned like everyone else for my initial instinctive response to be fear. When something you are not sure of what's happening, your initial response is fear. Fear triggers fight or flight. Fight, flight, or freeze, all of them, and they're all the same. They all come from the same place. That's why they all stimulate from the same trigger. And for some people, you just give up yourself. Because you can't fight something you can't see. So then it started pulling me into the asteroid. I remember the first time I was pulled in. I know exactly what happened. Fast forward to now, I know why it happened, and I'm going to explain that as I tell you the story. My first sleep paralysis was not expecting it because I didn't even know the entity was in my room at the time. It wasn't present when I went to sleep. I was exhausted from school. I think summertime had just started, and so I just crashed. I went home and crashed. And I was laying in my bed, and I remember waking up. And it was dark outside, because it really was. It was nighttime. But for some reason, it's almost as if I could feel gravity. Like this weight. Sorry, focus. Like this weight just constantly pulsing down pressure on me. And I can feel it. And whenever someone, it's equivalent, and I always say, I don't know what this is, I say this to myself. It's the equivalent of like that meme with Mr. Krabs. And he's like that confused meme, like what, that one that was really popular at one point. It's like the equivalent of that, but that as a feeling, just those vibrations as a feeling. And when you're in that state, your first response, because it's what we naturally do when we feel this response, is to panic. That intense pressure, it's the same feeling people feel when they have anxiety, when they feel panic, pressure, or when they feel like stage fright, for example, nervousness. It's all the same. It's all fear. It's all fright. It's all the same thing. It all feels the exact same thing. It's all the same emotion. It just feels a lot. And so, feeling all of that pressure, I panicked. And then I could feel beings around me, but I couldn't see them. Even in astral projection, I couldn't see them. Or sleep paralysis, whatever. I've yet to figure out which one was which. No one's been in my damn dreams, so who fucking knows? And I felt beings around me, but I couldn't identify who they were. I was scared. I was already scared. And so naturally, I said this in another video, but I said when you are floating in the void, you are your most creative. Because you can create whatever reality you want. And because of the stimulation that was happening around me, I naturally created a space and environment of fear that was just going to be reevaluated. Not reevaluated. What's the word I'm looking for? Reinforced by the entities around me. When I was trapped there, I started panicking, and then I heard this, I felt this little thing crawling around me, and I felt it laughing. I heard it laughing. It was the most diabolical, high-pitched, like that creepy laugh that makes you feel like you're in hell. It was that. And then once it started laughing, everything started shaking because I started panicking. Because it was something validating my fear. Then I woke up. I triggered myself to wake up because of how much I was panicking. Present me. That was my first experience with the spiritual world in any capacity. This is why that experience was 110% my fault. I had to learn this on my journey. They had to teach me these things too. The universe, God, all of it. Think about in the Bible how scary angels are. I tell people that all the time. It's just because it's not something we're familiar with. And so our knee-jerk reaction that we've been conditioned to do since humanity is to fear it and either lash out or run. And so I first going into it, the pressure is just you feeling what energy really feels like when you're in your energetic state. It's what I said it was gravity. I was feeling existence. The pressure was just existence. It was just in a form that I wasn't familiar with. And so I was afraid of it. The being. Could have been anything. Mind you, could have been absolutely anything. The thing that triggered me into fear about it was the stupidest thing ever. Was because of its size, because it laughed. How many of us laugh at people who were scared about things we're not afraid of? And we think it's so comical. Cause like, chill. It's like, chill. What you scared of? How many of us do that? How many of y'all do that, especially to y'all kids? To kids. So I know y'all don't give a damn about kids. How many of us really laugh at people because it's funny? I laugh at myself. I get it. And for some reason, because I also know why, it's because I'm afraid of rats, because it was small and I felt like it's small. I made it small. I don't know how big it was. I don't know what size it was. It could have been anything. I didn't ask. Could have been a child. Could have been my future child. Could have been my ancestors. Could have been anything. Hell, it could have been a child that died in my house. Who knows? Didn't even have to be a child. Could have been anything. The laughing probably didn't even come from it. Could have came from somewhere else. I just heard laughing. Later on in my journey, I learned that all I had to do from the very beginning was set the tone and calm down. That's what they taught me. They told me later after I was able, because a lot of why I said that they were the demons of my own creation is because a lot of the things that they told me or that they said to me or that I thought they were saying to me were things that I was projecting onto them because I didn't expect anything less than negativity for myself. My life meant nothing to me, so why would I expect something else to care about me? People in my physical life didn't care about me. Why would I expect that from a being I can't see, a being I have no information on? That's the beautiful thing about the universe. It's not human. It's not person. Meaning, however you show up for yourself is how it shows up for you. And once I started showing up for myself differently, they went away. Once I stopped truly, what happened was, because like I said, this was happening every night. It was happening every night to me for 5 years, roughly. And this is gonna sound so crazy, but like, as much as I hated it, I loved it. It was like my own secret adventure. It's like my own secret battle. It was kind of like, you know how we love fantasy movies and stuff like that. It was like that, like my own secret hero story. And we did fight. We fought a lot. I cursed their asses out. I did everything. I feared first, cursed out after. loved on, empathized, realized, grew, and now it doesn't happen anymore. I'm sad. I wish it happened more. I miss it. But if I spend all my time there, because at one point I just wanted to only be there. Hell, that was a few years back. But I can't only live in one world. But I finally found a way to bring them together. And I think that's how it's supposed to be. I think that we can't have one without the other, because they're all always colliding, whether we want them to or not. You can't only live in the physical without having spiritual fulfillment, getting your spiritual needs met. That is the whole point of your existence. It's for you to experience. How is the universe supposed to learn if we aren't experiencing anything? That's what we exist for. This is my theory. I believe that people are all fragments of the same source, all plummeting down in the physical reality to experience physical experiences in different perspectives, capacities, points of view, timelines, all colliding all at the same time, so that the universe can learn, grow, expand, and develop. It's like AI. How is the universe, how is God supposed to know more? If we aren't doing the work. That's why humanity is stuck in this cycle. We're not doing the work. And we can't move on until we do. It sucks. But what's worst? I wonder if more people did the work, if we all committed ourselves to reaching a certain point collectively, it doesn't have to be all of us, just a large percentage. And they talk about that theory, it's like the 144,000, whatever. If we all collectively healed and fulfilled our purpose, what that would do. I'm just curious. Just curious. Or what if we all ask the universe for the same thing? See what happens. Chaos might reign for once. Anyway,